If you're a SaaS founder and you're feeling the headache of marketing, ads, generating the right
attention for your software,
this video is going to be for you. My name is Mike AJ King and I'm the proud founder of Sensala, a growth consultancy firm based here in the UK. We specialize in helping SaaS founders scale all the way up to 5 million ARR. And we do this by building out growth infrastructures that solve every failure scenario before it even occurs, making scaling inevitable. Now, as promised, in this video, I'll be sharing with you strategic insights on how to generate the right attention at scale and the type of talent you want to have in place to sustain it profitably. But before doing that, I want to show you the kind of results that are possible from SaaS businesses doing the same thing I'm about to share with you because it's pretty insane. To clarify, we only work for companies that sell a software as a service so that we can craft some great strategies to
really achieve amazing results for them.
Now, as you watch this, if this sounds like something your company could get results from, I'll invite you to click the link below this video and get free access to our SaaS scaling community, where we're dropping even more gems, even more insights on how to scale without friction. Let's get into it. All right, so how to avoid incinerating your marketing capital and instead generate the right attention for your SaaS without working 60-hour weeks. Mouthful, yet that's exactly what we're going to be going through. So I decided to put this video together because there's something my first mentor in business taught me, okay, years and years ago, which is no business in the world can survive about two things: marketing and sales. And because that's the reason why is if you don't have marketing, no one knows who you are. And if you don't have sales, you don't make any money. So when we're talking about marketing plans and brand exposure, to really get to the point of it, it's attention. How much attention you can generate, how much of a buzz you can drum up, it affects everything. But it's about the right attention, okay? We're in the attention age. Like, prospects are being hit with hundreds of options per day of companies trying to sell them. Okay. In episode 1, I went into how competitive the SaaS market is, and that largely comes down to competing for attention. Okay, whoever can get the most of the right interest at the lowest cost will control the system. Okay, so this video will be for you if you're struggling with getting a large enough amount of leads to test the rest of your sales funnel, which means your demo booking percentage is low. Okay, you're generating a good amount of leads, but they're not showing up to your demos, or they show up but don't buy. You're trying to advertise on every platform, but you're not currently seeing tangible results to confidently move forward full scale mode. Okay, you're wearing numerous marketing hats and would rather focus on the executive level decisions within your company. You want a permanent solution that you own without paying anyone monthly for access. Okay. But what happens if your SaaS can't generate enough attention? Okay, or you're failing to attract the right attention. Okay, if any of you are in this position, pay close attention because here's what starts to happen. Okay, your customer acquisition is limited, right? Insufficient leads lead to lack of customer acquisition. If your target audience isn't aware of your SaaS product or doesn't see its value, how do you attract new customers? You can't. You know, so to begin with, there's a limit on your revenue growth and you can't scale. Okay, number 2, brand awareness. Okay, attention is crucial for building brand awareness, especially in the early stages. To be honest, I mean, if you want to stay in front of your prospects, it's all throughout your product lifecycle. Okay, failing to generate enough of the right attention means you struggle to establish a recognizable brand in the market. Okay, and the problem is brand awareness is important for customer trust, loyalty, and differentiation from competitors. Okay, number 3, your marketing efforts are ineffective. Can you imagine creating a load of content or even paying an agency to do your branding, spending ages creating a software that you believe can impact and change lives? Because, I mean, having high revenue is great, but let's change some lives too. You do all of that and then you don't get it in front of the right people. Okay, low engagement, poor click-through rates, limited lead generation. Because the other side of it is you can get your brand in front of 30,000 people, but none of them become customers. That's also a problem. Okay, your marketing budget gets eaten up and there are no tangible results. Okay, reduced or no competitive advantage. As I went into yesterday, in an already super competitive market, if your competitors can successfully generate attention and establish themselves as market leaders, it becomes harder for you to differentiate your offerings and attract customers. So your market share growth is stalled and your revenue potential is impacted. Okay. To get out of this situation, you need to know how to effectively move prospects through your funnel. Okay. So what you want to do to get around this is make sure you've really got the following dialed in. And to be fair, there's a few different ways you can do this, but what we found to be the most effective way that's been validated by SaaS partners doing 1 to 4 million ARR is this. Okay. So the attention mechanism, essentially, first you create the strategy, run some ads, but the main focus isn't on immediately selling. The main focus is on giving away free value. Okay. With rising CPMs, this is super unrealistic to expect a prospect to spend money with you after one touch point. That is if they've seen your brand one time off an ad. Okay. Now, as an example of what this really looks like, one of the mechanisms that we build out within a growth acquisition infrastructure, for example, is this. Okay. A lot of moving parts here, as you can see. But what you really need to understand is that attention is split into two. Okay. Both outbound and inbound. Okay. So for outbound, we essentially build out a team of appointment setters and train them for free. You just have to pay the setters when you hire them. Okay. Low cost, high competency in production, just to make sure we can really get major distribution. $3 an hour. Expectations when hiring VAs, one VA full-time, 8 hours a day, costs around $300 a month. They'll reach around 150 prospects a day, around 4,000 prospects a month. Okay, and for inbound, we build out a whole funnel and launch it. So to clarify, we can get a well-oiled appointment setting team around that will work the leads. Building and testing out that whole machine will take about 2 to 3 weeks max. 2 to 3 weeks to get fully onboarded, get the offer refined, set up the funnel, and place trained setters within your company. Okay, then you can sustain big and fast results of campaigns. Okay, you don't have to go through the hassle and burn money on split testing, all sorts of different offers and positioning, different marketing messages, different ads, different platforms, etc. You get something that's proven to work already. We just have to personalize it to your SaaS specifically. Okay, average cost per lead, $4 to $7. Average cost per appointment, $33 to $36. Okay, but essentially, once it's all set up and working, that's when we can increase and decrease spend depending on how fast you guys want to scale. Okay, this is basically how we're going to get attention from the market every single day. Okay, but what's actually interesting is here's how this mechanism allows you, well, essentially solves generating attention and allows you to scale with less friction. Okay, firstly, once you have all the same systems and mechanisms that SaaS companies are using to scale to the moon, you dodge all the trial and error, which I've mentioned previously, but something a lot more interesting happens. Okay, firstly, you own this. Okay, so you don't need to go anywhere else to make your ads and your attention work. Okay, which means you don't run after all the different shiny objects anymore. Okay, cold email, appointment setting, ads, content. We build all of it into your infrastructure, which you now own. So you inevitably scale because the roadmap is laid out and we work with you on the implementation. Okay, now you scale sustainably because once this is in place, you choose how fast or slow you want to scale based on increase and decrease in your ad spend. Okay, and just to reiterate, all of this is built out within the first 4 weeks. And this mechanism is probably the most time intensive one, but even then, it's ready in the first 2 to 3 weeks of becoming a partner. Okay. Alternatively, you can try and figure out a range of different methods and put together a strategy from that. But I feel like one thing that's starting to become obvious is, and to be honest, it was obvious when I had an ad agency, we were only fixing one piece of a much bigger puzzle. We didn't have control on how ad performance interacted with the rest of the business. Okay, so what happens is you either try to figure out all these different elements, or you pay different agencies, ad agencies, content agencies, appointment setting agencies, cold email agencies. You pay all these different agencies, but it's all the same boat. Each one will only be in charge of their piece. It's like a cake, right? You can have all the ingredients, but someone still has to put them together. Someone still has to make sure they work well, taste great, and they bake in the right way. Otherwise, your cake doesn't rise. Okay, or your cake rises really quickly before it's time and then just sinks in the middle. Okay, exact same thing. I shouldn't really talk about cake. It's making me hungry, but you get the idea. So besides what I've already covered here and in episode 1, this is what starts to happen depending on how you choose to tackle this. Okay. First, you get limited investor interest. Okay, insufficient attention can negatively impact investor interest. Okay, investors, they look at SaaS companies with a strong market presence and growth potential. Okay, if your business fails to generate attention or attract the right attention, you might struggle to secure funding. You might struggle to secure partnerships necessary for scaling operations. What happens then is you have difficulty in attracting top talent. Okay, lack of attention means now it's challenging for you to attract and retain top talent, highly skilled professionals. May I add, tech talent, you guys are literally the market with the most in-demand jobs. Okay, and those people are drawn to companies with a strong reputation and market presence. So without the right attention, you might face difficulties in even building out a talented team capable of driving growth, of driving innovation. So essentially, what you lose out on by not solving this is the ability to grow quickly, because if the people you're looking for don't know who you are, how can you serve them? You can't. If this is enough to prompt you to make serious changes, then watch on, because I've got something special for you. Now, in terms of our side, here's what we don't do. We don't tell you we'll book you 50 new appointments in a week, 400 new clients in a month. We don't work on an agency client basis where you pay us month to month to make anything work. We don't even make our clients wait 3 months to get any kind of amazing results. You've heard it all before. We've heard it all before. We hear it all the time. The reason why SaaS founders are ready and wanting to spend 15 to 20K with us one time, we took every failure scenario a SaaS founder faces when scaling. We take all the components, all the mechanisms for what's working for the fastest growing SaaS companies, and we use that data and leverage those insights to build our infrastructures that solve every scaling obstacle before they happen. And then we release them into SaaS companies. Okay, the entire infrastructure is built and released in the first 4 weeks. You own the whole thing. And then we work together with the founder and leadership team to get it churning out the right outputs, which makes it incredibly hard not to scale. So, if you'd like to see if something like this could work for your business, I'd like to invite you to jump on a demo call with our team as an opportunity to connect, and we'll be able to go a bit more in depth on how you can solve and implement some new solutions. If that sounds good, click the link below this video and see if there's currently space on our calendar for that call. That's it. See you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.